Oh, bother.
Hello my friends and welcome back to the channel. I'm Yin Yang and today we're going to be talking all about the Tribes of the North mod once again by Team SCM. That just dropped over the weekend. Now if you guys have not checked out my most recent mini let's play where Haka the Aceling kicks Throg off of his throne, then definitely go check that out when you have time. But today we're going to be covering another member of the original Zanbaijin showdown in the form of Sargath the Vain. With that said, let's check him out. And guys, before we get started, I just want to preface, obviously if you can't tell by my voice, I'm a little bit sick. Just got a whole multitude of things going on. Probably would be more thematic for me to play with a Nurgle character, but Sargath the Vain was just calling my name. He's got a very interesting start and I can't wait to show you guys. So before we get started, let's check out where he's going to be coming from on the map. As you can see, he's going to be up in the northeast. Now, he does not control this entire section like he does in this map. It is going to be divvied up a little bit, but still very cool. Now, if you know anything about his lore, he is he comes from the east, yes, but he is also one of the champions of chaos that fought Tamarkan and unfortunately lost. But I'll let you go ahead and read this little lore blurb about him if you want to pause the video. I'm not going to stress my voice out too much because I've been on the struggle bus, guys. But let's talk about his lore details. So he's going to be dedicated to Slaanesh. Obviously, if you can't tell, he's pretty Slaaneshed up. He's going to have gifts of chaos. Sacrificing devotees to Slaanesh unlocks additional gifts of chaos, which is fantastic. He's going to have allegiance points plus 25% for alliances and vassalage with Slaanesh. He's going to have Master Temptator. Sargath may directly face monsters within the Arcanum. Now, I have not gotten too deep into that, but hopefully we'll have time to check that out if it doesn't stretch the video out too much. And of course, he's going to have recruit rank plus 3 for Marauder Horseman units, all armies. So he's going to be a horse lord. That's going to be the way that you want to play him. So if you're looking for a little bit of chaotic Rohirrim, this is going to be your guy. Now let's talk about his lord effects real quick. He's going to cause fear when fighting against Cathayan forces. If you can't tell, that's who your primary enemy is going to be, unless you choose to go fight Tamarkan after the DLC comes out. Now he's going to have the ability Riders of Profusion for Marauder Horseman units. Very strong. Let's take a look at that real quick. So it's going to give you plus 25% missile damage and plus 25% acceleration, and that intensity is going to increase with each kill made by the unit. So you can really get these guys like pumped up, and that's going to be just a passive, and I believe it's going to be map wide as well. So let's take a look. The only other thing is he's going to have plus 5% speed for each Norscan tribe. So if you're looking for a campaign where you're going to be doing a lot of kiting maneuvers, this is going to be the campaign for you. But enough talking about it, let's get into it. I'll see you on the campaign map. Okay, and for those of you who joined to watch the Haka the Aceling Let's Play, you guys will probably notice that this campaign starts off a little bit different. You are going to be in a situation where if you don't take the nearest dark fortress, you run the risk of being enslaved by the reigning chaos warrior, whoever that is at the time. So it can be a positive and a negative. If you feel that you'd be better off in a vassal position, well then by all means do so, but understand that you're going to be losing income. You're going to be losing a lot of your things that you can do as an independent nation, or an independent faction, excuse me. So it's probably best to go ahead and get in there and not lose the Dark Fortress if at all possible. So we're going to, and again, this is going to come up, it wants us to take the Red Fortress. Otherwise, the followers of Village will jump in there, and it's just not a good day. So And guys, we can't have village take over a Slaaneshi tribe. That wouldn't make any sense. So let's get in here. Let's take this red fortress. As you can see, we're going to be having to take it from Grand Cathay, who owns it right now. They're not going to be able to stand up to village, I can assure you of that. So let's get in here. Let's take this fortress. The first thing that we're going to do, of course, is lean into our gifts of chaos. Now, as you can see, instead of souls, we're going to be trading in devotees. So we're going to want to keep an eye on that resource. So as usual, when you're starting a Chaos Warrior campaign, you definitely want to go for Ruinous Bulwark. You're going to lose 200 devotees, and then make sure, if at all possible, that you remove that gift after the battle. So let's go ahead and get in here, fight some Cathayans. It's what we're good at, and I'll see you on the battlefield.
Delight in
All right, folks, and here we are at the beginning of the battle. Now, I've got it paused right now so that we can just soak in the glory of these models. As you can see, I mean, this is nearly, if not very much, Creative Assembly quality here. This one is going to be Tsar, and of course, this one is going to be Sargath. And they're not here to mess around. These guys are brutal warriors, especially Sargath, as you'll see here in the upcoming battle. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
Give to the enemy the gift of sweet suffering. Let them feel pain's sharp caress.
And of course, in an early campaign battle like this, if you have the ability to knock down the enemy walls with the gifts of chaos, then of course that's what you want to do. Now let's take a look real quick at some of these unique marauders. I'll have to come off of this. There we go. As you can see, these guys are going to be unique to Sargath and his faction itself. If you want to see these guys, you're going to have to play as him. But it doesn't mean that you can't get some other Chaos Warriors as well. Here comes your devoted Marauders of Slaanesh. They are built into your original army. And then Chaos Warriors of Slaanesh as well, which I'm sure that you can get by allying with other Slaanesh factions. Now, something that you want to keep in mind when you're playing with the Sargath is they are a cavalry-heavy faction. They're going to have a lot of bonuses for their cavalry, and because they're Slaanesh, you're going to want to use that mobilized warfare to, you know, just keep the enemy on their toes, keep them guessing as to what you're going to do, and of course the mighty flanking maneuver. We'll come back to them later. But that's going to really be it for me talking. I'm going to let this battle play out, and I hope you enjoy it.
From this bottleneck!
Okay, and as you can see, we turned that valiant defeat into a close victory, which is pretty good. And we could raise it, but that would only be giving it to village, so we're actually going to go ahead and occupy that. Now, again, just like Haka, you're not really going to get much in the way of special unique buildings as far as recruitment goes. Some factions have some special recruitment. Unfortunately, this is not one of them. Now, they do have unique skins, as I'm sure that you saw on the Marauders, but you're not going to be able to recruit special units, at least not here. So what we're going to do is lean into our Marauder tendencies, go ahead and start recruiting there. And we're also going to take a look at USAC camp. Now that is going to be our camp up in East Cargania. As you can see, our East Cargania is a pretty large province. This is what the intro map says that we control. We do not control it. In fact, we're going to have a I believe a Nurgle aligned Norska tribe here, and then we're going to have the Kazakhs here. The Kazakhs are led by, oh gosh, what's his name? Let's take a look at the diplomacy screen real quick. The Kazakhs are led by Thorgar the Blooded One. So probably not a initial target that you want to pursue. He is, I mean, he's just a tough guy. I don't know who Thaga is. I'll have to look into the, oh, Thaga is a green skin, never mind. So just some other things to keep in mind. You are going to be in a bit of a rough position. Let's tab back out. Let's tab back out. There we go. And we're going to look at ownership. So as you can see, we now have a split province. If we want to take the entirety of the Red Waste for ourselves, we're going to have to do some tricky stuff to make sure that we beat the Puppets of Misrule, led by Village the Curseling, to this spot, or else he will take it from you, and good luck getting it out from his fingers. He's got a very tough starting army. As you can see, you're going to have the Great Bastion to your south. You're going to have, well, that's Wei-Jin, but the Great Bastion's over here. You're going to have the Great Bastion to your southwest. This right here is probably going to be some Skaven if you are playing with the Skaven overhaul mod as well. And then up here, you're going to have another Chaos Warriors army that you'll have to deal with if you choose to, you know, go for Chaos Supremacy. So your logical, let's say, direction is probably going to be to try to take the Red Waste as quickly as you can, and then move up and conquer East Cargania, or at least this section of East Cargania. If you think that you can take down Thorgar, then by all means do so, but you're probably going to want to take down the Avags. They are a generic army at this point. Now, up here we also have, and I probably should have just stayed in diplomacy, we also have Sargath Lank leading the Tokmars. Now, Sargath Lank comes to us from SCM's other mod, LCCM, I believe, and then you have the Kuj, who are going to have a pretty substantial amount of territory out here. Again, if you want to pursue that, this would probably be a good secondary option. You could really get yourself a nice step empire if you're really shooting for that, and then maybe head down into Grand Cathay. But you are going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place. So just something to be wary of. Be very careful in your movements. Now, taking a look at what we could do,
Lord of
and we're going to go back to East Cargania. You can upgrade the USAC camp. I'm personally going to have it focus on just economy boosting and growth boosting, trying to get this as good as possible so that we can get our landmark. Now, this is going to be Czar Sargath's tent. I'm not going to read the lore blurb. If you guys want to pause it and read it, then be my guest. But it's going to give you allegiance points gained plus 25% for alliances and vassalage with Slaanesh. It's also going to give you leadership aura size plus 15% for all armies in that province. And then it's going to give you a bonus versus large +4 for Marauder Spearmen units, all armies. Now that's not a terribly strong, it's not going to be a terribly strong, what's the word I'm looking for, landmark, but it's a decent landmark. I'm not going to knock it. We're also going to want to probably invest in the guard shack and leading up to the marauding militia. That way you can turn this into a somewhat fortress, as it is your home territory. Now, I'm going to probably play a few turns and then we'll pick this back up. We'll talk about some other mechanics, some other stuff going on. Let me not forget to remove that gift, and I will see you guys when we pick this back up. Jumping back in real quick, I totally forgot to look at our technology tree. So the technology tree for Norska is going to generally be the same, except for right here where you can see that you're going to get some additional items that you can invest in. So you're going to have Blissful Coquetry, which gives you Pleasurable Act cost minus 30%. We'll talk about Pleasurable Acts in just a second. You're going to have Gaze of the Dark Gods, which if you play the Chaos Warriors, you basically know what these are going to do. Now, these three down here are going to give you the army abilities that come with being Slaaneshi. So you're going to have Narcissism. As you can see, that's what that's going to do. You're going to have Sensuous Gifts, which gives you Fascination, which is a direct damage spell. And then Blessings of Slaanesh, which is going to give you that sweet, sweet sorrow. It's got a infinite range, and it bumps everybody up plus 40% speed, plus 40% charge speed, and minus 4% vigor per second, which is going to be really good, really strong if you can make that happen. So just some stuff to keep in mind. The first thing that I'm going to invest in is going to be let's go for Sea Marauders tools. Get those Marauder leadership, get that Marauder leadership up. All right. Now, before we actually break, let me talk to you about the Pleasurable Acts. So, as you can see, Pleasurable Acts are going to be right here. You do not have to control an entire settlement, or not settlement, you don't have to control an entire province to enact Pleasurable Acts, but you are going to have to sacrifice devotees if you want to get them in. So, Pleasurable Acts are basically going to be, well, I'll let you read the lore blurbs, but they're going to be Pleasure Party, which gives you growth plus 50 and control plus 5, which is, I mean, I see no problems here except for the cost of it. And then you're going to also have Pleasure Arena, which is going to give you income from all buildings plus 20%, which is really good. And then finally, Pleasure Hunt, which is going to give you recruitment costs minus 25%, really strong, control plus 20, good God, and recruit rank plus 2. So just some stuff to keep in mind, guys. If you are interested in playing this campaign, you'll probably want to start finding ways to rack up those devotees. That being said, let's go ahead and end this turn. And oh my gosh, I can't stop trying to end this turn. So before we end this turn, one more time, let's talk about Sargath the Vain. We'll also take a look at Zar Uzalek. So, Sargath is going to have a Norscan Warhorse. You can also get him a Chaos Chariot, and he can mount an Exalted Seeker Chariot. These are all pretty strong. Personally, based off of him being a Cavalry Lord, I'm going to opt to have him on that Norscan Warhorse and just keep him there. Some other things that he's going to have, and we're not going to go over all these guys. I'll just browse over these and let you read what they do. Read the lore blurb, and then we'll go check out not USAC, we'll go check out Zar, okay?
Decadence calls.
Oh, and before we check out Zar, let's look at his quest
excess.
item. So he's going to get Whispering Temptation. That's going to come to him at rank 13, and he's going to enable magical attacks, armor piercing damage plus 20, bonus infantry plus 20, and Whispering Temptation, which is, I mean, you can see here it is just a good move. Now, let's take a look
Pleasure
at Zar.
through pain.
So as you can see, he's going to have some pretty strong moves as well. And we'll go ahead and make him a tougher bastard in a fight. And he's also going to have Soul Shaker, which comes to him at rank 10. Soul Shaker is going to give him ability Soul Shaker. And it's where he beats his drum. Pretty solid, right? He's going to have that character aura, a leadership effect, +5. Character aura size, +25. And enemy leadership, -5 when he's wielding Soul Shaker. So that is going to be it. Let's go ahead and make him tougher in battle too. Slaanesh is selfish, and we're going to make him selfish as well. Now, finally, guys, I am going to end this first turn, and we'll pick things back up later in the campaign, so I can, you know, show you some more cool battles and stuff. So, without further ado, I'll catch you then. All right, and coming back in at turn 9, you can see that things are not exactly going our way. We have quite the scenario unfolding in front of us, where the Raven Blessed have decided to move south and move south through our territory, our actual homeland of USAC Camp. So that's going to be quite the issue, but we do have an army coming together at the Foundry of Bones, and if things get too out of hand, we could always send Sargath the Vain back north. But he has his own ambitions. He wants to open up the Turtle Gate and force his way into the soft underbelly of Cathay. So let's go ahead and jump on into that battle.
Kill them all, but do it slowly. Savor every last morsel of pain for Slaanesh.
And so the siege of the Great Bastion begins. Now, I know that some of you guys like to see actual stats, so I wanted to show you just the stats on Sargath and Zar. Oh, if I can get around our own guys. Here we go. Sargath is going to have some pretty strong stats. Now, keep in mind that I've upped his leadership a little bit, but these are going to be pretty tough. He's got causes fear, of course, missile resistance, rage, and this is all with very little building up of his character. As you can see, he's only going to be level 3. Now, Zar is almost, if not just as strong, although he's not quite as good at cutting down enemies. You're going to want to have him in support with your army, but you can, of course, like most heroes, make him into something quite special, especially considering his skill tree. So let's check this battle out. We'll see how it goes. I know that we've got that pressure coming in from the north, so this has got to go well.
Cowards, come and fight! Destroy the wall!
Take this off. Payment for the Dark Prince. pleasure.
And with that close victory, the path into Cathay is open. Now, like I was saying before, this is really a turning point in your campaign, or a step that you don't have to take at all. If you want to be the great Lord of the Steppes, then definitely go up north and do that. If not, well, then you could always abandon your home and go into Cathay, or like we said at the beginning of the of this episode, you could always just head west and deal with Tamarkan, because I'm sure by the time many of you get around to playing these minor campaigns, he'll already be up and swinging and, you know, chopping up ogres and just doing the damn thing. So as always, I'm going to go ahead and occupy that, because why not? We deserve a fortress. And that is going to be it for this Let's Play. So guys, as before, just let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Are you enjoying these Let's Plays? Are you thinking of jumping on to this awesome mod yourself? If so, let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll look forward to talking to you there. Till then, to all my friends, wherever you are, good morning, good evening, and good night. I'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah.